Welcome to Hart Energy Connect. I'm Jessica Morales. We begin this morning with a look at a few of the week's headlines. Texas oil production set a new record in 2018. TIPRO said the state's oil wells produced 1.54 billion barrels of crude in 2018, the highest output since 1973. Things may only get better for producers. The EIA expects the U.S. to produce 13.2 million barrels per day through 2019 and 2020. That would also set a record. The EIA administrator attributed the boost in part to growth from the Permian and output from the Gulf of Mexico. Even more good news concerning prices at NAPE Summit this week in Houston. Nicole Leonard, senior energy analyst with S&P Global Platts, told the business conference WTI prices are primed to rise above $70 by the end of 2019. Also this week, we saw a lot of debate about the Green New Deal, the non-binding resolution put forth by Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Senator Ed Markey. There's been criticism and some support. I spoke over the phone with Tom Pyle, president of the American Energy Alliance, about the resolution.
Let's jump right into it. One of the main goals of the Green New Deal resolution, they say, is to seek 100% of power demand in the United States through clean, renewable, and zero-emission energy sources. That's a quote, by 2030. Can you tell us if this is a realistic goal?
Well, let me say from the outset that, I've been very clear about this, as I think this Green New Deal is certainly unnecessary, most likely impossible, and definitely immoral. And it's just not me saying that. Even Howard Schultz is potentially running for president as a Democrat or an independent, parroted the exact same thing. So the bottom line is the United States gets 81% of our energy from three sources: coal, oil, and natural gas, the very three sources that they want to eliminate. We don't have affordable, reliable energy without them. You look what's happening up in the Northeast, or when we have cold snaps. We've been putting all this renewable energy online. We've been relying more on natural gas, but yet we can't get the gas to market because of the pipelines that are not being built as a result of the same people who are promoting this Green New Deal. And they're rationing their energy already. They're asking people to turn their thermostats down in the middle of frigid temperatures. So this goal of zero emission energy within 10 years is simply not attainable, and it's certainly not if we want to maintain the quality of life that we have. And I say that it's immoral because it literally hurts the people they claim to be helping the most, because we all pay for our energy, and the poorest among us pay a much higher percentage of their money that they earn on energy, on electricity and gas and everything else.
Overlooked in this political storm over climate change seems to be the work the U.S. energy sector has already done in cutting emissions. Can you talk about what's already been happening, what else energy companies are exploring to address lower emissions?
Yeah, the truth is we have a great story to tell. Air quality in this country, we're the world leader in cutting hazardous pollutions like carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, benzene, and other carcinogens. We are leading the world in clean air technologies, and it is bearing fruit. For example, the U.S. EPA lists every year has sort of an ongoing tracking of air quality. And it keeps going down in spite of the fact that there are more cars, there are more, greater GDP, there are more people. And so if you look at hydraulic fracturing, and obviously which has led to this energy boom that we've seen in this country in the last decade, literally making it possible for us to extract all this natural gas has forced a market change where electricity and utilities are switching to natural gas from coal. That is reducing CO2 emissions at the same exact time. So while politicians are clamoring about Paris agreements and clean power plans and now Green New Deals, the market here in this country through technology and innovation is actually doing more to improve the quality of our air than any of this hot air coming out of Washington.
Do you see any way to, I don't know that compromise is the right word, but to move forward in a way that could be extending of what the energy companies are already doing to lower emissions? Do you see any ways to help out more?
Well, look, there is you can't compromise with socialism. Look what's happening in Venezuela. It's not like we'll have a little bit of socialism. I understand that the folks who are promoting this want a better environment. We all want a better environment. But what they're overlooking is the reality of the fact that the energy sources that they are trying to put out of existence are the very energy sources that make it possible for our economy to grow and for people to have opportunities that they would otherwise not have. Look around the world. There are hundreds of millions of people who are in abject poverty because they don't have energy. There are externalities, absolutely. So what should we do? We should continue to work towards advances in technology and changing through efficiency and some things into the system that will help reduce pollutants and potentially CO2, for example. But we should not, buy this notion that we should fundamentally transform our entire economy and our entire way of life because we don't like carbon dioxide.
Following our interview, I reached out to the Environmental Defense Fund for their thoughts on the resolution. Elizabeth Gore, Senior Vice President of Political Affairs, sent me a statement saying, in part, we must achieve net zero climate pollution across the economy by 2050. That's the benchmark that scientists tell us is necessary to safeguard our kids' future. The array of climate goals in the Green New Deal, including the goal of 100% clean energy in the electric power sector, will accelerate us down that path. And the Green New Deal aims to accomplish its goals much earlier by 2030. Gore also said the Green New Deal has brought new energy to the climate debate. You can read her full statement on hartenergy.com. Senator Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said the Senate would vote on the Green New Deal. Thank you for watching. I'm Jessica Morales.
For more Hart Energy videos, follow our social media channels.